All right, we're recording. We're recording. Mike, hello. All right. I really didn't want to make this video. I've been sitting here for like 15, 20 minutes just like, I don't want to do this because I don't want to turn into this just bitching back and forth between who I thought was a friend, Jake Weddle, and I. I'm calling you out because you can't keep my name out your mouth for whatever reason. I mean, you said it yourself. It's political in your first video, which cool politics, but let's let that get in the way of the bigger picture here. We both have our issues with the Beast Crew, but yet you want to come at me, which I don't understand. But whatever, dude. You want your time? That's cool, bro. I mean, like, I thought we were cool. I thought we were boys. I mean, if you go back in our Instagram messages, you know, I showed you nothing but love and respect, dude. And like, I can pull it up here, so you don't have to worry about me screenshotting and editing shit. Since you like to post AI,
they got messages,
and you know
that's funny.
Video was good. I was like, "Did you know anything about my situation?" You're like, "I appreciate you, dude." Nah, man, for real, we were all blindsided. Yeah, I talked to Connor when he tells me what's going on. I'm just mind blown. I mean, yeah, oh well, I'm hoping to get my own YouTube shit off the ground. You know, we're sitting here like actually chatting and having like decent conversation. And then after you posted the first video, I literally said, "I'm proud of you for saying what you did." You know what I'm saying? Like, and okay. Then I finish it off here if you ever need me, buddy. And you've seen it Friday, so I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah. Well, anyway, this video titled "Jake Weddle's a liar" because he is. Left out some very important, crucial details about the mountain trip since he wants to pull that one in, and blame me for our friend Dustin. I'll use names, unlike you. Our friend Dustin falling and breaking his leg, or not his leg, his ankle. I'm sorry, falling and breaking his ankle on Grandfather Mountain, because that's where the video take place. So let's go ahead and break down the entire story, since there's a lot of misinformation being spread on the internet. So let's take care of that. So the video, 24 hours on a mountain. We did it right here in North Carolina on Grandfather Mountain. There was 11 of us. Jake Weddle was the director of that set, which means he was in charge of everything, which, guess what that means? Clean up. Damn, that's crazy. There's 11 of us. We had Delaware's assistant, Jake Weddle, Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, me, Connor,
Does this
Garrett,
sound okay? 1.25?
Pizza Mike. Who am I forgetting? Hold on, I gotta get back through this. Those two, Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, Jake Weddle, Pizza Mike, me, Garrett, Connor, and Dustin. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay. Dustin, yeah. So we had 11 of us on the mountain. It's about a 2.5 hour hike up the mountain because we're actually staying on top of Grandfather Mountain. And there's several parts on this mountain where if you were to take one step to your left or right, you're falling several hundred feet to your death.
Okay.
And of course, we're all taking up a bunch of camera equipment. My job, since he wants to pull a job this as well, my job was camera. I was talent and camera on this, which is what I did for the most part. So my job was to film and then also be in front of the camera for parts. 11 of us carried a bunch of stuff up, book bags and tents, along with various items that we would need later on. When we finally made the 2-hour hike to our little camping spot, Delaware and his assistant left to go back down the mountain to get more stuff. Yeah, there was supposed to be more stuff. Upon them getting to the bottom of the mountain, they were met by, National Park, the park rangers, whatever they are, and said, "Hey, you don't have permission to film here," because Mr. Jake Weddle, director of the crew, did not get the proper documents filled out and signed for us to have permission to film on the mountain. Okay. So Delaware and his assistant had to handle that business with the park rangers to get the papers filled out and signed so that the rangers wouldn't come up there and kick us off the mountain because Jimmy wanted to do this video 24 hours on the mountain. So now, doing math, there was 11. Now there's only 9 people on the mountain. We get a call, say they got to deal with that. We're like, all right, cool, whatever. We don't need the extra stuff. We'll ride it. We'll get our content. We'll be good to go. We do the skit with Pizza Mike where Mike delivers the pizza on top of the mountain. We do all that. We go on to the next day, and we're getting everything packed up, ready to leave. And Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, Jake Weddle, and Pizza Mike all take it upon themselves to descend the mountain, not carrying a single thing. That is correct. Not carrying a single thing. So again, there's 9 of us on the mountain with 11 people's worth of stuff. 5 people have now left the mountain not carrying anything, which has now left 4 people on the mountain, me, Garrett, Connor, and Dustin on top of the mountain with 11 people's worth of stuff. And again, this is a 2.5 hour trek up and down with some very dangerous elements to it. Jake Weddle quite conveniently left that part out where he did not help carry anything down, even though he's the director and he's supposed to help be in charge of everything, including cleanup, but he did not do that. So now it's just me, Connor, Garrett, Dustin on top of the mountain. We're trying to figure out how we're going to get as much down as possible, and we kind of all came to the agreement. I did lead the conversation 100%. I mean, I'll admit that. But at the same time, it's what else are we supposed to do? There's a shitload of stuff on top of this mountain. It's a 2.5 hour trek. We can't carry everything. Jake Weddle also left out the part because, again, he wasn't there, so he just made the shit up. me, Connor, Garrett, and Dustin were all carrying a lot of stuff. A lot. I think I had 2 or 3 book bags. I had 2 tents. I also had the camera gear. Connor and Garrett had the same. Dustin had the same. We were all carrying a lot of stuff. The rest of the stuff got left on the mountain. I don't know where this whole 2-mile trail of trash came from. You weren't there. I don't know how you got 2 miles. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you're lying for this, but whatever.
Okay.
And so we started our descent down the mountain with all of this stuff, and it is a very dangerous trek down. Again, there's moments on this path where if you take 1 or 2 steps in the wrong direction, you're done. So we scaled down the mountain.
It's kind of
Obviously, it was me and Garrett and Connor kind of got away from Dustin. Dustin is a little bit more heavier set, out of shape, whatever you want to call it. And there's this one part of the mountain where it's like a V, and it's on a steep incline. Going up, it was pretty easy, but there's a lot of loose rocks, and coming down, it was terrifying, especially with all the stuff we're carrying. It was absolutely terrifying. And at this point, this is where Dustin lost his footing and fell, therefore breaking his ankle. I'm trying to remember. I think he called someone to alert them of his injury. But at this time, Delaware and his assistant were back. So Delaware and his assistant went up half the mountain to get to Dustin to try and figure out what was going on, what the problem was. Well, we're still like making our way down with all this gear, and then they go back down the mountain. They're able to move a lot faster because they're not carrying anything. They go back down the mountain.
He still talks fast.
They call the emergency people, and so then a team shows up to then try and get up the mountain and see if they could just carry Dustin down. But because of how intense this trail was, they ultimately decided that they could not carry Dustin down, and so that the only way to get him off the mountain was via airlift. So we had to call in an airlift to come in and scoop Dustin up and carry him and get him off the mountain, and he had to go to the hospital.
What does this have to do with anything?
I think it was for a fact he broke his ankle. I'm just looking at my camera, my blank monitor, by the way. If anyone's thinks I'm reading a script, I have a blank monitor right in front of me. And so then we get down the mountain, and it's like, dude, there's a bunch of shit still on the mountain, but it was like, dude, we can't, we're not going back up, we're leaving, we're done. And of course, Jimmy, Chris Chandler, Jake Weddle, Pizza Mike had already left. So they weren't even on the mountain anymore. They got in their car and left. Jake Weddle left that part out. He's so worried about his friend, but he didn't wait at the mountain for his friend.
No one does. No, literally.
Crazy. So then we leave. We're kind of like, whatever. And then I think the next week, I get a phone call. I wonder if I have the text messages still. Let me see this. What was his name?
Jeez.
Reed from Night Media. No, I just have a text from November 2019. Vanilla Hulk Extra Protein Peanut Butter. Am I ordering? That's funny. I'm ordering, what is that? Smoothie King. I got text messages somewhere, but I get, they tell me that, I think a park ranger's going to reach out to me or something like that. They're like, hey, park ranger's reaching out. Was it Cousin Jimmy? Is he the one who fucking texted me that?
See? Why couldn't he cut this part out? 8 minutes and 37 seconds to 9 minutes and 30 seconds. That's a whole minute you could have cut out of you just sitting here.
Wait. No, if it's not that. Camera cuts looking sexy too.
Cut this.
No, okay, so I don't have it on this one. I have to pull up my other phone. But I got a text I forgot who it was. I got a text message from someone saying that the park rangers were going to be in contact with me. And what happened was, obviously, the park officials went on the mountain, found the trash, and then reached out to Mr. Beast LLC and were like, hey, why'd y'all leave all this trash? Because we were able to pinpoint 2 and 2 together. This is obviously your stuff. And they immediately deflected it to the 4 of us. Right? We're there for a Mr. Beast video.
Okay.
They immediately deflected it to the 4 people that were left on top of the mountain to carry everything down. Me,
gotcha.
Garrett, Connor, and Dustin.
Okay.
That's who Mr. Beast LLC deflected all of it to, saying it was all our job to clean up the mountain. And it was like, what? And it was all on us because this was also during Team Trees.
Okay.
And so I get a call from the park people, and I'm like, yeah, we left trash up there, but at the same time, the only reason I'm there on the mountain is for this person. I was employed. I was employment, and we were doing a job on the mountains. So the only reason I'm there is for this guy, and they left without carrying anything down. So what were we supposed to do? We can't carry all that stuff down. And the guy was like, well, I feel like I'm being lied to. And I was like, well, yeah. so they did an investigation, but then it came down to Mr. Beast LLC was able to deflect.
I lost the point.
The charges onto what they call it. I can't think of the name. It's their Rubber Duck LLC, which is their think tank that they use for video ideas. It got deflected to them, and then it was going to be me, Connor, Garrett, and Dustin were going to get charged, but me, Connor, and Garrett got together and said that we were going to take the blame and not have Dustin take anything because Dustin had broken his ankle. I was like, he's already been through enough, realistically. So me, Connor, and Garrett had court ordered, so we had to go to court. So we drove up. I forgot what day it was, but we drove up to Appalachian, Boone, to go to court for our hearing. And we have been, Mr. Peace LLC or Rubber Duck, whichever one was in charge at this point, had supplied us with a lawyer. And so we get there, and we meet the lawyer for the first time, day of our court. And he doesn't even know why he's there. He doesn't even know like what we're doing. And I'm just like, so we had to sit there and in like 10 or 15 minutes explain to him the entire story of what happened. And it was like, what? Why are you just now learning about this, bro? Like, why are you just now, like, this makes no sense. And I remember because me and Connor rode up together, and it was just like, what? But anyway, so we tell him that, and then we're able to get it like 15 minutes later, we're able to get the court date extended. And so we drove all the way, if you didn't know, from Greenville to Boone, it's like a 5-hour drive. So we drove all the way up there for nothing. And then we get a call saying that we were all going to have to do 24 hours community service, which we did. So we took care of that, and that's it. And that was the end of it. And so then we have Weddle coming out, making it like a big deal, like it was all my idea, it was all my fault. And it's like, dude, you were the director of the set. If anyone
And the video's almost
the director's the main guy in charge, which means you're also in charge of what everyone's doing, and also the setup and cleanup and breakdown of the set. And you just left, and so I don't know why you're coming to me. So and I just saw your video today where you said you ended my career. No, you didn't, bro. I've been doing this for the 4.5 years now since I got fired. I ain't going nowhere. I mean, I don't know why you're coming to me. It makes no fucking sense. Thought we were boys.
This is such a nothing video.
I guess you got to throw my name around to get money. You try to say you're not doing this for money, but, you know, as soon as your YouTube channel gets monetized, you have to post a clickbait video of Jimmy. You're constantly posting your Patreon. And then you're constantly posting, like, I can finally afford half my rent. You're doing it for money, and it's so blatantly obvious. And stop.
There.
Do your normal content. Have your fun time, bro. Stop stirring drama with, like, me, because it's the fuck that I do. Haven't talked to you since those messages, which was, let's pull them back up on my phone real quick. The last time me and you actually talked was November 24th of 2020. Right there. And I said, dude, AdSense was a nightmare for me to figure out. And you said, okay, I think I got it. I had to use Safari instead of Chrome to get this error to go away. Like, Google, you own Google. Why can't I use Chrome? I was like, you also need to customize your link channel too. I was like, make it Jake Weddle. Oh, you're right. And that's the last time we talked. I messaged you January 9th of 2020. I said, oh, dear, you liked it.
That dude is so weird.
May 2nd of 2023. I said, nuh-uh. I don't even know what was response to. It was response to your story. Oh, you mentioned you in their story. And I said, nuh-uh. So I don't even know what it is, dude, but anyway, that's the truth of the matter. That's the actual mountain story. Y'all can believe me or not. I really don't care. That's the truth of it. I didn't need a script in front of me or anything. So, whatever, dude. I'm just tired of the bullshit. I'm trying to go on and do my own thing like I've been doing for the past 4.5 years.
I'm based.
And now I'm getting dragged back into this drama. So, I kind of did it myself with the whole calling Chris out thing. And then Jake Weddle calls me transphobic because we see different political views. But, whatever, man.